How's it going, folks? It's Lobo and welcome back to the channel. In today's video, we have another episode of Daredevil. You can find my previous reactions in the playlist, which is in the description. But before I dive into today's episode, I have to mention that next week there will not be another episode of Daredevil. Unfortunately, at the time I'm recording this, in a few days, Stranger Things Season 4 premieres, which I'm very excited for, and that's going to be my primary focus for my reactions. I've mentioned it before, but my PC does not have a lot of storage space, so I have to prioritize certain things when I'm uploading. So for the foreseeable future, that's going to be Stranger Things Season 4 until it concludes with Episode 7, I believe, and then it resumes in July. I'm like, that's an interesting direction they want to take by splitting it in half. Well, not really in half. It's really 2 episodes versus 7, but whatever their creative choice is, we have 7 episodes, and that is the bulk of where I'm going to do my reactions. So until those are done, completed, uploaded, you will not see another episode of Daredevil after this. I'm sorry. I just want to focus on banging out Season 4 because I absolutely love Stranger Things, and I kind of always dislike the way that Netflix just dumps the entire season on you. I prefer the weekly spacing, but that's just me. But anyway, here we are with the next episode of Daredevil.
I reached out to Dr. Rosenberg. He's on the jet.
Pupils are sluggish. An intuition trace stat? You said there were others. How many?
4 or 5, maybe.
I'm coming with her.
Sorry, we can't have you in there, sir.
Don't you know who I am?
Doesn't matter.
Damn. Hospitals really do be like that, though. They don't let anyone in.
Come on, open the door.
She got a balloon.
I can't get a hold of Foggy, and there's nobody at the office. What kind of car was it? Please tell me it was expensive and German.
Should have been more careful.
She's not an idiot.
What the hell happened in here?
Nothing. Don't worry about it.
Did somebody break in?
No one broke in.
And no one beat the crap out of you either, I'm guessing. Terrified, but then you gave me your shirt. And you made me feel safe. You made me feel like I could trust everything that you said. I know, I didn't leave my real name.
You should have talked to me or Foggy before you ran off like that.
I tried. But you weren't picking up. He killed his father when he was 12. It might be enough to at least get people looking at him more closely.
From an old woman who's not all there.
Well,
The balloon.
it's a balloon.
Foggy's apartment.
You're not in the woods.
Not his apartment.
Don't count his words, Foggy Bear.
You think whoever did this was trying to take little Miss Hairdo out of the equation?
I don't really trust Leland here.
You okay?
I knew we would see Claire physically again.
I really should get some kind of body armor, like I told you.
Yeah, I'm thinking you might be right.
You cut him?
No. He was wearing some kind of armor. In the lining. Like nothing I've ever come across before.
That's what you get when you have all the money in the world.
Mm-hmm.
I don't want to drink.
Second woman today just turned me down.
Got a revolving door, do you?
That's not. I didn't mean it.
Forget. You told me you were the man this city needs. I think that was only half true. I think you're also the man this city created. For better or worse. The saints, the saviors. They all end up the same way. Bloody. And alone.
True, though. It's an addiction he'll never escape. Because he doesn't want to.
Fisk made himself public. People he's connected with might be less inclined to be dragged out of the shadows.
You think someone's trying to kill Fisk?
Or something Gao said to me. I had to choose a path, or fate would choose for me. The place she could ever be was by my side.
This wasn't your fault.
She's lying in there because she was by my side. She's gonna make it.
She's gonna pull through. Thank God, he would have lost his shit, man. If she actually died, it would have wreaked havoc on everyone.
I'm not afraid of dying.
A lot of people aren't. Comes right down to it.
It's living scares the holy crap out of them. Yes, Matthew, I'm not an idiot. I have a pretty good idea who you are. And what you do.
In every one of us with a purpose, didn't he? A reason for being.
I believe so, yes.
Then why did he put the devil in me?
But nothing drives people to the church faster than the thought of the devil snapping at their heels. Allowed him to fall from grace, to become a symbol to be feared, warning to us all, to tread the path of the righteous.
Is heading out now?
I'm really not in the mood for this tonight.
It's cool, man. It's cool.
I break your leg. Go for the backup piece tucked behind your belt. I throw you off the roof. We good?
Yeah. Yeah, man. Nothing?
It's not about you. I want information.
What I look like? Public damn library? Ow! Ow! Jesus!
The question. Fisk wears some kind of body armor. Light. Strong. Where's he get it?
The hell should I know? Wait! Body armor! Body armor! Yeah.
Why is Matt looking for... Is he trying to find out what material it is so he can cut through it? Maybe he's going to interrogate the guy to make him some of his own. I don't know if the guy would let him do that, though. Like Fisk Taylor, I doubt he would make it for him. It doesn't really make sense.
Is that he needs to get back to business while there's still business to get back to.
He will.
When?
When he deems it appropriate.
Well, doesn't that just fill me with confidence?
Go home. Get some rest. We'll call if you're needed.
Sure. I'll wait by the phone. It's not like I have anything better to do.
Something feels so off about Leland. I said this in last video. Well, in the comment section, but I don't really trust him. I think him and Gal are in on it together.
Wait, I'm sorry. Who came to visit you?
I mean, Karen said she gave them a fake name, but that might not be enough. A Yoo-hoo? That's awesome.
You shouldn't be here.
You work for Fisk. Question.
Damn, you're gonna try to fight Matt? That ain't a very smart decision. Or maybe it was.
You shouldn't be here.
What the fuck?
Clear?
Yeah, what if he asks for you?
Tell him I won't be long.
Is he gonna try to go after Karen and Ben? Oh! I hate head bashing. Oh, come on, Matt. He's gonna try to hang him. Still got the moves.
Who's Fisk gonna hurt, Melvin?
Blackmail.
So you do work for Fisk?
Just said no. When he asked, said no. I'm gonna make him things.
I'm sorry, Melvin. Fisk has hurt people that I care about too. I want to stop him from hurting anyone else. From hurting Betsy.
He made a whole bunch. He keeps him safe.
Can you make something for me out of it?
You want a suit? Like Miss, what do you want me to make?
A symbol.
Let's go, man. I've never really focused on what his suit looks like. Anytime it's popped up, I try to look away or just squint my eyes, but never distinctively looked at it, so I'm so excited to see. It's been very hard to sort of try to avoid looking at it.
His mother is supposed to be dead. Foggy, this proves that Fisk's been lying.
You know who we're dealing with. It won't be enough.
What is going on with you two? Why weren't you at the office?
It's not like we have any clients.
Foggy.
It's...
If you say it's complicated, I will punch you in the face.
It's personal. It's personal, okay?
Okay, it's personal, I get it.
I really don't. Trust me.
Be nice if you and Matt could get your heads out of your asses and help do something about it. Before there's nothing left of Hell's Kitchen to fight for. He's, Can you two please get your shit together?
She's walking alone. And Wesley's out there.
I feel like it's falling apart, Ben. All of it.
It's usually right around the time you know the story's getting interesting. We all do what we can. Sometimes it's enough.
Thank you, Ben.
Oh, old pictures. Yep, there's his dad. Oh, it's still Karen walking alone. You just always know when something's bad's gonna happen. You just get that feeling. There it is. Jesus.
My father was not a religious man. My mother wanted to be. I think needed to be. But she never quite found it within herself. All I can do is make you a promise. One that not even God, if there is such a thing, can prevent me from keeping. The people that did this to you, they will suffer.
The feeling was you'd already done whatever damage you could, so it wasn't necessary. You were a nobody. You were supposed to go away, Miss Page. Fade back into wherever people like you fade.
Is that supposed to scare me?
No. No, this is.
I don't think she's in any real danger. I think he's just trying to scare her.
By Fisk?
He loves this city deeply. Almost, I suspect, as much as he loves his mother. And the man you were with, Mr. Urich, I'm guessing.
Damn, he knows.
As I said, loves his mother. He would be extremely disturbed if he knew you'd found her, even more so that you've been to see her. I'm not here to kill you, Miss Page. I'm here to offer you a job.
Job? I mean, it's how you get people. You get dirt on them, blackmail them, so...
You're going to convince Mr. Urich that everything is fine. That you were wrong.
I'd rather die first.
No, I think Mr. Urich will have that honor.
I don't think it's loaded. Holy fuck, man.
Do you really think I would put a loaded gun on the table where you could reach it? Miss Page.
She actually fucking killed him. Oh my god. Oh my god. Kind of shocked at what I just witnessed there at the end. I mean, every single episode kind of has a punch in a manner of speaking. There's always a very fleshed out dialogue and story, and it's all great and stuff, but there's always that one oomph that really sort of accelerates the series or pushes the drive of the trajectory of the entire story at large to where you can see it's going to go in the next episode. And this one ended with it, with Wesley's imagining death. Like, he got shot like 6 or 7 times. But I'm also kind of surprised that he didn't have any armor on underneath. I thought he would be smarter than that, or at least Fisk would give him armor as well. I know Fisk has it for himself, and probably it's only reserved for himself. I don't think he gives it to his own men, but I feel like Wesley would be sort of extending that branch too, because he's a little bit more than just a friend. He's kind of like a family, but he's definitely in that inner circle. So when he first got shot on his like right side near his shoulder, I'm like, ooh, is there any blood? I think she might have hit the armor, but then she shot him in his sort of white shirt area, and then you could see the red start to pull. I'm like, holy shit. And she kept going. I was like, what the fuck? He's really dead, bro. What? And it's not that I'm surprised that he died, because I'm like, I could have seen that coming. I definitely think Matt wouldn't have killed him. Like, Matt would have nothing to do with his death, but just sort of part of that business to where he lives in a monopoly of danger, working with Fisk, and it's these different organizations going against each other. So I felt like it kind of could have led to his death with the altercations against the Russians, the Chinese, the Japanese, but never in my years would I have thought, oh yeah, Karen Page, she's definitely going to kill Wesley. And I don't mean that in a bad way, like, wow, they're really trying to subvert my expectations, but it's just, I didn't imagine Karen would do that. I understand in her situation, but she shot him a shit ton, and it warranted. I mean, it's self-defense. I understand her completely, but I just still feels unreal that she was put in that situation, let alone and then having to do that. And yes, it was an intense situation, but my feeling while watching it is you just get the sense when it's generalized in all shows that there are certain characters, at least for the majority of the show, where you're like, they're protected, plot armor, or they're going to be alive for story's sake. And Karen gives me that impression. Foggy, Karen, and Matt, of course, all give me that impression that potentially to whenever season 3 episodes there are in season 3, like they'll be there at the very final. Like I feel like they're all pretty safe. So I didn't get the sense of immense danger when she was with Wesley, but not just Fisk, it's also Wesley himself, the two of them that sort of have like a genuine sort of sense of ethicality or honor. Like you can almost feel like you can trust them and be friends with them in a weird way, but it's dirty business. Not all their hands are clean, but they do provide it in a way that is very sort of sought out. It has rules, it has principles, like they have values at the very least. So I'm like, I don't think he would try to kill Karen, more so just intimidate and use her, and that's what he was trying to do. Sort of eliminate any thread with Ben Urich of sort of negativity or investigating Fisk. He wanted to cut that all down, and then he threatened her, like, we'll come after your family, Foggy, Matt, and literally anyone associated with her, and then keep her alive long enough to watch, then kill her. Like, yeah, that's dark as shit, but it's more so a warning, but still, it's the duality of him as well. Like in Wesley, like you can somewhat see a bit of fair judgment or care in a way, but then he's also very sinister too, because he's like, oh, here's how our business gets done. We'll make you watch this shit, then we'll kill you as you, like your tears come down, as he was saying, like, Jesus, man. But besides that, this whole episode was a little bit slow, not in a bad way, but it was just more so felt like a recovery type of episode. We had Matt recovering from Foggy being gone or being at odds with him, and him himself trying to heal that loss of just like lifeness right now, because he's still pretty banged up. We saw Claire again physically, which I said I don't think Claire is going to be gone off the show randomly, even though she was a couple of episodes back, but then they mentioned her. I'm like, I doubt she's just going to get an off-screen mention. She'll definitely be there physically in the camera, and here she is, but she says she's taking a break from the city, so we'll see when she comes back. Like, I think she'll be in here for definitely more episodes. And on the nature of that lost Fisk there too, waiting in the hospital, seeing if Vanessa could be saved, he flew in his own private doctor, and he said she's stable in sort of a coma right now. So she's definitely looking to make a recovery, sort of, if anything else doesn't happen. But I feel like knowing him, he's got the top men on the case protecting her. He's there himself. Like, I feel like she should be all right, but it still begs the question, who did this? My guess was Gao originally, but then when I rewatched it, or when I was editing it, I said in the comments last episode, I'm like, I see Leal in there. I don't think he did not drink a sip, but he dropped his drink. Like his whole, something about it is so odd, especially the fact that he handed Vanessa the drink, like, ooh, you want a drink or whatever. In this episode too, the way he was acting sort of felt like he was putting on a face in a way, but he was being very non-direct when he's talking about Gao in the whole situation, whether or not he trusts her, or just his insight. Like, you just get that feeling based on him. So I'm led to believe if it's not Gao, it's Gao and him. I think it's one or the other, but I definitely think Gao's behind it. It could be the Japanese, but then Wesley said that they paid off their arrangements, like they got their city blocks they wanted. They got into everything, but unfortunately with the Nobu death, that is still sort of, they think it's Matt who did it, so they're covered on that. So I don't think it's the Japanese, but my guess would be Gao plus Leland, or just Gao by herself. But I really do think Leland is somewhere in the mix, because he's very persistent in this episode when he's like, Fisk needs to get back on his shit, get down to business. When is that going to happen? And being a real pain in the ass to Wesley. So when you combine all this, it's a one hell of a time for Wilson Fisk, because presumably his friend is dead. His best friend is dead. His associates just poisoned his girlfriend, and he's being stalked by the Mask, by Matt. He's really in a pickle, and knowing him, his response is going to be, it's just going to be crazy. I mean, he promised Vanessa on her bed the whole thing where he's saying he's not a religious man and his faith would be faked if he were to recite anything, but he made the promise that not even God would be able to stop him from making that. Those who committed it are going to pay those who are responsible for what happened to Vanessa. So if it really is Leland, holy shit, dude, that guy's in for it, man. Very excited to see where this turns out. I can't believe with Melvin Potter that he is actually going to make him his suit. I mean, it makes sense. I thought he was just going to be another sort of, I work for Fisk because he pays me a lot of money, but it's more so he's being blackmailed with Betsy, I think her name was. And he seems a bit confused himself, so Wilson Fisk is definitely taking advantage of him and really threatening him. So Matt is trying to make a promise to him that he can help him, free him of this sort of servitude in a way. So if he really does make his suit, that's going to be awesome. So damn, if we get to see that next episode, I really want to focus on it. I haven't seen it like fully. I've seen pictures of it, but not with, here's the thing. The best way to describe this is, let's say I'm on my phone, I'm on Instagram, and I scroll down and it's like a picture of Daredevil. I'll be like, oh, try to look away, or I'll squint my eyes instantly. I try not to focus on it, but I have like a rough shape or excuse me, rough idea of what it looks like. I mean, I've seen the Daredevil from Ben Affleck, so I know it's a red suit with horns, but beyond that, like detailing, fabric, are there like lines? Does he have like abs? I don't know. Like, I don't know those details. Cowl opening, how big is it? I'm not too sure, but I know a lot of people, when Robert Pattinson's camera test was on with the red lighting and the cowl, because you couldn't see the top of his ears, a lot of people said that mask looks a lot like Daredevil. So from that, I'm like getting a rough impression on my head, so I can't wait for when I actually get to see it. And then I can go online and like really sort of focus on the detailing of the suit. So I'm very excited to see how he looks and when I can actually properly look at it, besides trying to like flick my phone really quick or look away. So yeah, hope you guys enjoyed this. As I mentioned at the beginning of the episode, there is not going to be another episode until I have concluded episodes 1 through 7 of Stranger Things. I'm very sorry, but that's just how that's just how I want to operate for now, but I will definitely get back on this as soon as I'm caught up with Stranger Things. And I'm getting way too many hiccups. I'm going to die, so I will catch you folks in Stranger Things.